butts a day. There is no ASMR. It's just ASS. That's all you get when you come this way without a single R, dude. Like, it's just nice try, A for effort, but like
that's what I thought
on the masshole spot. I just don't have it. I can't do it. I got no BD, no ASMR. I got nothing. I got 1, 2, 3. That's all I got. That's what I do.
Well, we'll leave it up.
Did you hear me on this one?
I can hear you on that one, yeah.
Switch to this one then.
All right, let's try this. All right, buddy. We're gonna do a quick switch.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to grab. That's the go of it.
I'm gonna put my gloves up, Mr. Yaden.
Now we've got to figure out how to get all of us in the picture.
We'll just have to.
The same ball as like the canister company, right?
Well,
like
and you know and you know like what the commentators call it, right? The ball arena. We call it the sack.
Get the hell out of here! No,
I swear to God, we call it the sack. I swear to God.
All right, I'm done.
That's it. Yeah. End the show, Johnny. Go raid somebody. We're good.
I
On aircraft last week.
I'm glad. I was gonna say I'm glad Coastal gave that lady his 2 inches worth. I mean 2 cents worth. I'm sorry.
You got Marky bad. I love it. No, that lady, like, she wasn't even discreet about it. No, you can ask Johnny. She like literally leaned over John's shoulder and looked at my phone.
How's it going, everybody? Yo. What is good?
We're back.
We are back. Hey guys, how was TNA? How was Slammiversary, guys?
It was Bound for Glory.
Bound for
but it was
Glory.
Bound for Glory.
Yeah.
Oh, Bound for Glory. Yeah, excuse me.
Yeah, no, it was really good.
We saw Ref Alice a couple times.
Yeah, she didn't she ref the main event or the Hardys versus the
Yeah, she did.
Yeah,
Team 3D?
Yep.
Nice.
She was a part of that. She was a part of the finish of the Battle Royal that they have, which was interesting.
Very nice.
The X Division match was the best one, though. That was insane.
Lucas effing up right out of the gate.
Hey, I got a reputation to live up to, so.
All right. Well, we were planning on going on a little bit earlier. Sorry for the semi-late start of this show. Who's got the TV or phone on here?
It's off.
Oh, now it's off.
I had to turn it off. Yes, now it's off.
Yeah, no, we're just going over some stuff. Some things were not working properly on my end. But it seems we got everything going the way it should be now. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another edition of the Dudes and Bells Recharge over here on Twitch, YouTube, and Rumble. I am your host, Johnny Deathdrop, and it is Shocktober review time now that Shocktober is out to the public. If you haven't watched it, just going to give you the spoiler alert. We will be talking about Shocktober extensively throughout the show. So, if you don't want to hear the spoilers, come back in about an hour. And I do believe that we are going to have Marcio Santos on, who played a big part in Shocktober as well. He's going to be on the show tonight. And we are actually just about locking down another guest for next week. So there's a lot of stuff going on over here on the Dudes. And there will be some weeks that we have to talk about coming up. But before we get into that, let's introduce the panel, of course. On the left, he is the one that lives way up there on the east coast of Maine. He is the one and only Coastal Crusader.
What's going on, everybody? Man, what a crazy night Shocktober was. I mean, that finish, the craziness of we have a new champion. It's just, everything was kind of chaotic, to say the least. So I can't wait to delve into that and see what we got coming up.
I mean, there's a reason why it's called Shocktober, Coastal. We've seen plenty of
true.
shocking moments during this event, so this one was no different. But on the right, of course, and because I'm feeling a little bit under the weather today, I'm not going to give him too much slack tonight. He is the encyclopedia of Rocky Mountain Pro, CMS journalist, a commentator, occasional the ring announcer, I guess, whenever he feels up to it. He is the one and only Lucas Bradwell.
Yeah, whenever they are feeling froggy and want to give me a microphone, which that's could be a mistake sometimes. And you disappointed Yaden by not giving me more grief. So.
Jesus, I forgot. Happy 200, boys.
Hey, it's the 200.
Happy 200, you guys. That's awesome.
Leave it to the host to forget what episode this was. Nice. All right. Well, we'll be doing a brief little look back in the past of Dudes and Belts in a couple weeks. Because we're still trying to get everything nailed down here. We're still going to be a little bit behind in terms of RMP and charge and all that stuff. So it's going to be a few weeks before we get caught up. But yes, today is episode 200.
200. Oh, that's crazy. Wow.
All right. That's Lucas' social security number. I didn't hear a word you said, Lucas.
I just said
okay.
wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
You ain't subscribing over on Twitch with Prime for 79 months. It's a lot of months.
That's a lot of months.
All right. Without further ado, boys, let's get right down into it. We got a lot going on in the next few weeks, so let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it here. Let's talk briefly about the pre-show, because the charge... Never mind. Hold up. Give you 2 seconds here. Ned Niederlander Jr. subscribing for 21 months over on Twitch as well. All right. I need to mute that on my end. All right. Charge Championship was on the line during the pre-show of Shocktober, and also we had a return of someone who we haven't seen on the Dudes in roughly about 3 or 4 years. Actually, I think it's about 4 years. Lipto made his triumphant return to Rocky Mountain Pro during this match, and we saw him on Charge this week as well. So he's here. He's ready to, pick up where he left off, where he left 4 years ago, and he's looking pretty good doing it. He had a Charge match against Caden Koyama. So your thoughts on that? We'll start with Lucas.
Yeah, I thought this was a huge surprise to me. I had no clue that Lipto was coming back. I'd heard rumors of there was going to be a former Rocky Mountain Pro star coming back to challenge Caden. I had absolutely no idea it was Lipto. I was pleasantly surprised. Lipto still looks as good as ever. Still coming out to that banger music of his entrance music. Still got the lowrider bike. Still repping Federal Boulevard, and he still has a very unique set of offensive moves in his arsenal. He moves kind of like a cruiserweight, but he's a much bigger individual than your typical cruiserweights. The cruiserweights that we see in Vagos. That Lipto is well over the 200-pound mark. Looks like he's even bulked up a little bit, Coastal, since the last time we've seen him. And he was up to the challenge to Caden Koyama. This is another example of Caden kind of being at a disadvantage. He didn't know who his opponent was going to be, but yet he still finds a way, like he always does. It just seems like this title reign, it doesn't matter what you throw at him. It can be a surprise competitor. It can be, just any kind of different type of opponent, and he always seems to have an answer. This was a good back and forth matchup, and it was got a little physical there at times. but it seemed like it was a good competitive matchup, and then Caden able to pull off another, kind of a quick victory, kind of sneak a victory by Lipto. Seemed like everything was good at the end there, Coastal. It seemed like there was going to be a show of respect, shaking hands, and then Lipto surprisingly decides that he's going to go into business for himself, takes out Caden after the match, kind of shocks everyone, showing kind of some bad sportsmanship at the end, a little bit out of character for what we remember Lipto.
Yeah, Lipto definitely has a more aggressive attitude, and we saw it most, in a lot of his offense in this match. It just seemed like when he did have the advantage on Caden Koyama, everything was had more impact behind it than it used to be. The high flying moves were still there, but this was a much more traditional kind of brawling Lipto that we hadn't seen before, and maybe it has something to do with, like Lucas said, he is a little bigger. Looks like he's put on some muscle since he was here last, and it really hasn't changed the tempo at which he wrestles, which is insane, but it's changed really the impact his strikes have and things like that. But again, Koyama finds a way to win. This is getting almost to the point of ridiculous. It's not, if he's going to win, it's okay. Hey, you got to tune in because you got to see how Caden's going to pull off the victory tonight. You got to see what is he going to do. Is he going to hit one of his moves?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are on a hype train
this?
over on
So
Twitch.
I think
66%
Koyama is not only becoming
done
one of
on
the
level
most dominant
1.
champions we've ever seen, he's also becoming an attraction. You got to come see how he's going to win this one.
All right, boys, we're on a hype train over here on Twitch. We're getting pretty close to level 2 over here. We had Lucas gifting a tier 1 sub to Queen, and we have Yaden with a bunch of pennies over here. I'm not going to count all those. I'm sure it's in the 30s or 40s. Actually, you know what? Screw it. We'll count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 45 bits. There you go. Some quick math for you.
That was impressive, Johnny.
Not bad, eh?
Not too shabby.
Not bad, eh?
not, not bad for a wanker.
I gotta get my A's in there. I gotta get ready for a few weeks from now. So,
Your boots.
yes. Ned Nealander gifting one to Hunter Dillon over there on Twitch as well. We're 84%. We got about a minute left of level 1. Can we hit level freaking 2?
We get the 2.
Can we get to the dose? The 2. All right. Yep, less than a minute. Who do we got?
Guys, we can do this.
Who do we got? Who is going to be the lucky one? Remember, our thing is still intact. Our costumes are already picked out, ready to go for that. Once we hit level 5, if we ever hit level 5, that is going to happen the following week, as long as Amazon can get everything there on time. I actually have a lot of my stuff in my cart ready to go. I found my Johnny Death Drop Beefcake, whatever you want to call me, outfit ready to go.
You got your Johnny Beef Drop.
There, that's it. Oh, Lucas, coming in the clutch.
Was I too late? No, we got it in
on time, baby.
Oh, nice.
13 seconds left. Look at him. All right, I can't give him too much shit tonight.
Johnny,
got it.
What are you going as for regular Halloween? Do you have your costume? It is.
You're looking at him, dude.
Just your wonderful old self.
That's all I need.
I'm going as Yukon Cornelius from the Island of Misfit Toys.
That should be Ref Eli. Eli would make a good Yukon Cornelius.
He's too skinny for that.
He's
role.
too skinny. He's too skinny. Yeah, but
he's got the hair. He's got the color. Yeah, it makes sense.
We can just make him put a pillow under his shirt and fatten him up a little bit.
Well, don't they have like built-in costumes that have like that huge midsection?
Yeah, like the kids have like the Ninja Turtle costumes.
Yeah,
jacked up.
Oh, there you go. Just buy a Ninja Turtle costume and just flip it around. You'll be all right. Just put the shell in the front. He's going as Captain A-Hole. That's right. I do have my hat. That's right.
Yeah.
That's true. And I haven't put that
But
on
isn't
in a couple weeks, so let's keep it like that.
well, that's kind of a year-round thing, though. That's not really a Halloween thing.
Yeah, maybe to you guys. Although I could probably wear that to work once or twice before the year's over. Might as well. Yeah, no, we are stuck on 1% over here on level 2. We at least made the level 2. It's been a while since we hit that mark, so appreciate all you guys.
3 minutes. We got 3 minutes. We can get more.
Appreciate you guys contributing to the hype train this evening. I know our schedule is going to be a little wonky over the next couple weeks. Bear with us, folks. We're going to do our best. Yeah. Actually, Lucas, that last gift was gifted to the now reigning
NRW
champion, Johnny Casanova.
Yes. Yeah. You know, I figured he's been quite impressive the last couple title defenses.
Wow, look at you.
Very much so.
Looks like that train is running out of coal. Oh, it's running out of coal quickly.
Who else? Who's gonna come through in the clutch?
We got Izzy O'Reilly over there on YouTube, popping in saying hi. How you doing? All right, we actually got a decent crowd tonight. 2 platforms right now, YouTube and Twitch are killing it right now. Let me give a little bit of shout out over to YouTube real quick. We've been focusing on Twitch a little bit because of the hype train over here, but let's say hi to Brian S, Elderton Entertainment, Izzy, of course, Tony Montoya, Queen.
Oh, good old Thunder Montoya.
We got Sonny over there. We got Few Welcomes, aka Mr. Reyes over there. Yaden's been chatting over there as well. Mikey Ward. How's it going, everybody over on YouTube? We see you. We know you're there.
And we got Jack McCready
and Rumble
that just came on Twitch.
And Rumble, we have Yaden over there as well. So we see all you guys over there. Rumble, I have to keep on switching every now and then, but we see you. I'm trying to get the Restream bot to put in the Rumble chat. I'm having a hard time with that currently at the moment. So we don't have to keep on looking back and forth. Don't mind me, I'm baking a cake in Cooking Simulator to celebrate the 200th edition of Recharge. Yeah, no, there's been a lot of stuff going on. I actually have a video almost done of our past Recharge episodes. So we're getting close to that. We'll probably, I've been thinking about it now, we'll probably end up doing that the beginning of November, I think, because we have a lot of stuff going on, and we actually, and this is one of the reasons why, is we just confirmed the reigning Charge champion, Caden Koyama, will be joining us next week. Some may consider it the greatest Charge champion of all time.
I do.
Is that official, Lucas? In your eyes?
In my eyes, it's official. I know that it's debatable, but for me, I've made up my mind. Going back in history, it's the best reign I've ever seen in Charge Championship history.
All right, and we got the lawyer chilling out over there on Twitch, tier 1 for 35 months.
Yep. And producer extraordinaire Chris De La Vega is on YouTube.
Don't pop up. Did I? Oh wait, no, I see him. Yep. What's up, Chris? How you doing? All right, and that's gonna wrap up the hype train, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all so much over there on Twitch for all the subs and bits over there. Greatly appreciate you guys as always. All right. Tag team championships are on the line to start off Shocktober here. Chopper City versus Cease and Desist. A rematch. And with a caveat, though, if they lose this match, they don't challenge for the tag team titles while Chopper City has them in their possession. That was D'Lo laying down the law right before the bell rang. Boys, what you think? We'll start with Coastal because, of course, tag team match.
This tag team match was everything you thought it would be when you thought of these two teams in this atmosphere. They open the show that's kind of a, hey, you know, we're going to go out there and we're going to blow the roof off this place. Chopper City does anyways. They have the crowd behind them all the time. And this match was back and forth from the word go. Like, it was, you know, Chopper City out of the gate, and then Cease and Desist started to work. You know, what they do is very unique, the way they work together. They work in the, I'm going to distract the ref, we're going to work over here, and it's just different. Like, they had an answer for a lot of the time for Bruce's toughness to isolation. But what really, you know, won Chopper City this match was the ability to not only combat what was going on outside with Preston, even though he didn't play that big of a role in this, but the way that they were able to just outlast the younger tag team that had been the hottest tag team, you know, going at that point. I think what was so poetic about this, Lucas, was they actually won by a dragon's fang, and then the scales of justice on Cookie for the 1-2-3. Chopper City retains, and now Cease and Desist has to cease and desist their way out of any title hunt for a while.
Yeah, what a coup! What a great decision by D'Lo Brown, because you know it was kind of some controversy leading up to this match about, you know, Cease and Desist where they were lobbying for a rematch, and we all know that there is no such thing as automatic rematches in Rocky Mountain Pro. That's just not a thing. You don't, just because you lose the title, you're not automatically entitled to a rematch. Now, there is some times where if a former champion gets a rematch right away, but usually that's because they did something to earn it. There's been some other kind of match or something happened where they get a rematch, but it's not automatically given just because you're a former champion. So, you know, there was a lot of lobbying done by Preston and Cease and Desist. And, you know, so D'Lo kind of tired of hearing it, granted him the rematch, but said, hey, if we're going to give you this exemption and make this exception for you, then there's going to be a caveat. And this caveat is you guys don't get another title shot. So that was a great ruling by D'Lo Brown. That just shows that D'Lo and Yaden are very serious about trying to change things around here, trying to make the rules more fair, trying to make the competition more fair, so that way groups like the law office and people like Cease and Desist don't automatically just, you know, get as many title shots as it takes for them to become champions, you know, and skirt the rules and do everything that they do. So this was a great ruling by D'Lo, great results. You know, I was happy calling that match, especially when Choppa City wins it with the scales of justice, as you said. That, I mean, isn't that just some irony, some great irony that is just, you know, that put a smile on my face watching the Cease and Desist get what's coming to them, get their own move delivered to them, and lose an opportunity to ever go for those titles again as long as Choppa City is champions. Only thing I say, Coastal, is now Choppa City has to worry about Cease and Desist on the outside now. They don't have to worry about in the inside of the ring, but now you know that the law office is going to do everything in their power to try to get those belts off of Choppa City.
Yeah, absolutely, because now they got to find a way to cost Chopper City the title, not beat them for them, but cost them the title so they can go up against whoever they deem that they want to go against for those titles. So it might be crazy, you know, the teams that they help coming up.
Definitely a good way to start off Shocktober, if I do say so myself. I know Lucas over there. I definitely heard a pop at the table when the 3 count was made, and he was all ecstatic. So, yeah, well, I had to.
Yeah.
But yeah, not a good start for the law office. in this event here. I mean, they're already down the count right now. They do have a couple more matches coming up, but definitely not a good start. Now, Cease and Desist are technically out of the tag team title hunt altogether unless somebody can dethrone Chopper City. Let's move on to the Lockettes division here. We had a normal one-on-one contest between Izzy O'Reilly and Lilith Grimm, a rematch of Milestone this past year. Lucas, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I loved this match because I thought that it really showed how far the Lockettes division has come over this past year. You know, it was we were kind of getting a little, it was getting down to where it was really just Big Daddy Mo and Lola, and we've that's been a great rivalry, but the Lockettes division was getting a little bit stale, and now all of a sudden we're getting an influx of competition in the Lockettes division. This match showcased that. Obviously, it's great to have Lilith back full time here in Rocky Mountain Pro. She wanted to get that victory back from Milestone, the Milestone this year, the pre-show when Izzy pulled off that big upset. Both ladies came dressed to impress in this matchup. We saw Izzy with some new gear, that kind of anime-inspired gear, and Lilith came out looking like Red Sonja for all you comic book enthusiasts out there. And man, this was a good competitive matchup. Izzy was up to the challenge. She kind of was matching a lot of the strength moves and the big time moves that Lilith was bringing to the match. Izzy was countering, and she was bringing it with some power moves of her own. But in the end, Coastal, it was just too much Lilith, too much power at the end, and you could tell Lilith was determined to get back on the winning track and with Izzy. She's been on this kind of streak since she came back, but I think getting that win over Izzy specifically was big for her, especially when Izzy kind of ruined her Milestone return. This was big for Lilith. Lilith looked good and dominant at the end, hitting the burning hammer. And even though Lilith looked great, and we know that Lilith's going to be a big force in the Lockettes division moving forward, but I still think that Izzy is going to have a bright future. She just has to keep going at the training, keep on the strength and conditioning. I think that if she just kind of keeps focused, we've seen that she can compete with all these veterans that are in this Lockettes division.
Yeah, no, she was definitely up for the task of it, if there is being such a thing as up for a task against Lilith Grimm, but she wasn't afraid. She didn't back down. That is one thing that we have seen out of Izzy, is no matter how big the mountain per se in front of her is, she's going to try and run up it as fast as she can. She's made big strides even this year. You've seen it, and she even looked better in this match than she did against the first match that she did pull off that surprise win against Lilith Grimm. But tonight was just about this. I think Lilith has she has another gear, Lucas, that she's starting to hit now. And it's like, okay, well, I wasn't good enough the last time I wrestled Izzy to get the win. What do I need to do better? And she absolutely followed through on that, did everything better, was even more physical, didn't let off the gas. And I think that's where in the past we've seen Lilith sometimes lose matches she should have won because she lets off a little bit. There was no letting off anything in this match. She followed through, hit that big burning hammer, and got another win. And in my eyes, her eyes are focused on, later in the night, whoever wins that Lockettes title, because that's eventually where Lilith wants to be and needs to be, is at the top of this division.
All right, Lucas, I'm sure you read chat by now.
Yeah. God bless Johnny Casanova. Johnny Casanova he's the one guy that is even more wittier than I am, and has a great comeback to the Chia Pet. I love that. To be honest, you bore inanimate objects. I love it. It's
Colton Peters, the boys, over there on YouTube.
What's going on, Colton?
How we doing? All right. Speaking of Casanova, NRW Championship was on the line. And what was it? A trick or treat street fight, I do believe, between
Yes.
Anaya and Johnny Casanova. Postal.
Man, the one thing you can say about NRW matches is they're unpredictable and you're going to see everything. And we certainly did in this. I mean, I thought this was one of the most physical matches I've ever seen Johnny Casanova involved in. And he was up for the task. And Naya, we call him the wild card for a reason, unpredictable. Everything in this match is unpredictable because, guys, half of the half of the mayhem in this was opening the makeshift trick or treat boxes and finding out what you were going to get that was going to help you, or as Anaya found out what you could get that was going to cost you the entire match. Like, guys, we saw candy corn utilized as a weapon in this match, and the match was everywhere. We saw it go up to the balcony at points, and you thought, oh man, these two guys are going to kill each other flying off this thing. Johnny Casanova at one point gets fish hooked by an actual trailer hitch. So, I mean, the way that it was won was, I thought, just poetic for Johnny Casanova. He was hitting Anaya earlier with the diamond hands, and then he ends up using the brass knuckles to get a win after Anaya found a nasty rat trap in one of his trick-or-treat baskets. Very impressive win for Johnny Casanova, obviously. And, to retain after, maybe the last time that the title was defended in the stunt double match. Now it kind of solidifies Johnny as Johnny Casanova is 100% the NRW champion, Lucas.
Yeah. What
I found
love
all
is that,
five. Sorry, I found all 5 ring pops to make the infinity pops.
Infinity Pop, yes.
That's a good one.
that
I
was
like
awesome.
that one.
I loved all the creativity in this matchup, and I think that's what makes Johnny Casanova such a interesting NRW champion. Is
Yeah.
because he's not the biggest guy, and he's not the strongest, but he's definitely one of the most intelligent. And
We will answer that question, Anthony, right after this.
And I think that's what's so entertaining to watch Casanova defend his NRW championship. Is he finds ways to use whatever's around him, finds ways to utilize the match stipulations. He knows how to use this upstairs, and that's what's going to make him a dangerous champion. It's going to make him a very difficult champion to defeat, because you can't just come at him with your physicality. You've got to match.
I see you guys over there on Rumble. I've been switching
strategy.
back.
You've got to match your wits, and that Casanova is very strong when it comes in that department. So I love it. I really thought that Anaya, this would be right up his alley, and it was. For a majority of this matchup, it looked like he was going to get the best of Casanova. Casanova still had that bum knee, and it was still giving him fits during this matchup. But Casanova also showed his toughness, fighting through that knee, fighting through the pain, and matching toughness with Anaya is no small feat. So, got to give it up to both men. But Casanova, a little too much for Anaya. You can't say that very often. How often can we say that someone outfought Anaya in a street fight?
All right. Just put a quick pause because we're about halfway through the show already. We do have a question that I think Coastal might be able to answer here. Okay. Do you think Damon is probably going to have to start a stable to counter cease and desist?
I think he could always, look for help to assist him in getting rid of his problems. Yes. We all know exactly what I think. I think we need to get the band back together and get the Wake back together, because that's the only way that they're going to destroy this issue that is the law office.
We're going to have a member on next week.
I know.
A former member, I should say. Man, would you guys compare the NRW champion to like a WWE hardcore title where they have to defend the title 24/7?
It's different to the point that it's only defended occasionally, usually just on pay-per-views. But we've had some matches on Charge and even on Ignition as of late. But yeah, normally that title only gets defended on big shows, and it's a different stipulation. It's not necessarily always a hardcore match. Sometimes there's some different stipulations that change the rules a little bit. So NRW is a very unique title that's unique to us only here at Rocky Mountain Pro. I don't think there's anybody that's doing exactly what we're doing with the NRW title.
Casanova, no, I'm not going to defend that title 24/7.
Oh God, could you imagine how terrible that would be with Preston stalking him all the time, trying he wouldn't be able to sleep ever.
No, be
That
phone
would be
call after
crazy.
phone call. All right, let's get back into the Shocktober topic. Thank you for the questions, Anthony, over there on YouTube. Greatly appreciate it. All right, tag team action once again. Coastal, we had, speaking of the wake here, we had Dustin and Caden Koyama going up against members of the law office, Marcio Santos, which we'll see in a little while, and Dylan Anderson.
Yeah, going up against Koyama and Dustin, I mean, this was incredible. Like, this was it was a great tag team match because they were so almost the same kind of dynamics. Like, you have Koyama and Dylan Anderson, who are just very good at adapting to each other's styles. We see a lot of, the same kind of counters and things between those two guys in this match. Then you got the two power guys. I mean, at one point, guys, you would not understand that Dustin Urich has been doing this for so long because he looks like a young man in there throwing guys around. Like, he overhead suplexes Marcio a couple times in this. He's overhead suplexing anything that moves near the end of this match. Like, he gets, unfortunately he gets nullified because, guys, I don't understand how the gate even didn't bend in half when Marcio speared Dustin into that barrier. Like, that thing should have folded into a V at that point. That was hit with such force. And then Preston, I got to give him credit. Like, he was the wild card here. He hits Koyama with the belt. We all saw it, guys, right? He can't deny it. He can't deny that he didn't have a direct impact on this match because he blasts Caden with the belt, and then a great roll up by Dylan for 1, 2, 3. And yeah, Dylan Anderson and Marcio get a win here, albeit it's very tainted, Lucas. We all saw it. He can't deny it. He knows what he did. He should just admit that, yeah, he cheated in this one.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. It was clear as day. But what do we expect? That's what we expect. If he can get away with it, he's going to get away with it. And, when you can get away with it, it doesn't really matter because that's a huge victory any way you slice it over the former longest reigning Rocky Mountain Pro champion of all time and the current greatest charge champion of all time. That's huge. Now, there is a little bit of an asterisk, if you ask me. Caden did compete earlier on in the show during the pre-show, so he wasn't quite 100%.
He was prepared
still,
for it, though. Let's
Yeah.
not go too far into that.
You're right. You're right. I'm not going to give him a complete pass, but I will say there's still a big time win for the law office. They needed it because of that loss earlier on in the show. They desperately needed a rebound. They got it in that one. That's a big win for the law office. Preston can hold that up, that victory up as a signature win for his group. But as we're going to talk about later, things aren't always rosy in the law office.
And Caden said, "Yep, definitely hit me in the head with the belt." That was a fact. Jake McCready goes, "That barricade had a family." Coming in strong. Welcome. Sorry, I'm still a little under the weather from this weekend. Please make sure you address Two Dame James's brush with the Netherworld. Yeah, you know what? Let's hop into that now, shall we? Might as well. Right before the Lockettes title match. What in the holy hell do you guys down in Colorado have? Because I mean,
yeah, Lucas, you got to give us some background.
Yeah, you got to give us some background on this whole road that Two Dame was driving down.
So Riverdale Road is a infamous road known as one of the most haunted roads in the United States. It's a road it's about 11 miles long. It's a very curvy road. It's up in the kind of the northeast section of the kind of the metro area. It's just a little bit north of Commerce, kind of in between Commerce City and Thornton and that area. If you guys are familiar with this, the kind of the metro area at all, and it kind of goes. There's not a lot around there. Yeah, there's houses and stuff, but it's not a very, it's not like there's a bunch of businesses on that road. There's, there you can go like a half a mile without really coming to much, and then all of a sudden you get, this a house or two, and it's a very, especially at night, it's a very eerie road to drive on. And there's not a lot of lights. There's not a lot of, it can be very dark and spooky. The trees there all seem to be old. The trees seem to be like 200 years old. They're all just old, creepy trees. There's all kinds of, you'll find vehicles just parked on the side of the road that look like they've been abandoned there. It's very creepy. And there's these tall tales, urban legends of there's the Phantom Camaro that people swear they've seen driving at night, but haven't seen anyone actually in the car. There's been multiple reports of that. The gates of hell, supposedly there's a spot where you come to kind of a like a dead end driveway, and there's these gates, and it like there's no house up the hill, but there's these gates, and it's very kind of creepy. And there's people that have swear they've seen the lady in white, which we kind of got a little image of where there's just a lady standing on the side of the road dressed in a white dress. And this is all has been documented over the years. A lot of these legends go back 50 years. So yeah, so Two Dame was trying to look for Southside Sammy on Riverdale Road. And I don't know what the hell Southside Sammy must have got lost being on Riverdale Road. I don't know what he was doing. And why was his rental car a Camaro of all things? Is what I want to know. Like, freaking out poor Two Dame.
Yeah, Two Dame, he had a rough night with the Netherrealm, if you will, and seeing ghosts, and yeah, that's the big thing I can't understand either, Lucas, was, why the Camaro? That seems like an odd mate. I figured this outside would have a Cadillac, I guess. Not a Camaro. That to me seemed odd as well. Maybe he is the king of deals. Maybe he made a deal with the Netherworld out there on Riverdale. Sold his soul.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what we were seeing, but it's definitely. I am not going to go. I've only driven Riverdale Road during the daytime. I will not go there at night.
All right, we got a few more matches, and then we're gonna change gears. So let's get through Shocktober here. Triple threat match here for the Lockettes title ended up becoming a coffin match. With Lola Yara versus Big Daddy Mo versus Punkin, who we saw a little bit later on in this match. But ladies and gentlemen, just like with the RMP Championship that we're going to talk about in a few minutes, the Lockettes title changed hands. It is away from Preston's grasp. And Punkin Morgan is your new Lockettes champion. Thoughts on this triple threat match?
Yeah, this was, how do I put it? It ended up being a very poopy night, if you will, for the law office and all of those concerned in that aspect. Lola did not have a good ending. And I guess, as you can say, Lucas, one person's trash can is another person's coffin, because Lola did not end up in a coffin. She ended up in a trash can, which I'm sure, the old lawyer man, Preston, is going to have something to say. Well, it wasn't technically a coffin. And I'm sure he's going to try and work his wormy way around this, because they didn't have an answer for the unique offense of Punkin Morgan. She even tried in her wardrobe of being in the, I guess, what was it, the biohazard suit Lucas Lola was in to try and combat, but that didn't work. This was just, it was a good win. It was good to see Punkin come out with her unique offense and pull it off. And I don't know, for Mo, she kind of got a raw deal. She couldn't stop anything from going on, Lucas, because she was, dog collared over with Preston in the corner. I mean, where does Mo go from here? She's kind of the the outside of this looking in. Preston's going to try and worm his way back in, but for Mo, was this it? Was this the last time that she's going to see a shot for a while?
Oh no, I think that with all the competition there is now with Lilith back, there's still, I think, some unfinished business with C Rex. I believe I still think there's plenty of competition to kind of keep her fresh, keep her motivated, so she can still, I think, work her way back up pretty easily. All she's got to do is get some big victories. With as much competition as there is, you get a victory over one of these, main players. Don't forget Itzel is another major player going on right now. So there's plenty of competition in the Lockettes division. But well, yeah, let's give a quick congratulations once again to Punkin winning her first ever singles title in her pro wrestling career. She's never won a title.
There you go.
She never won a title anywhere. So this is her first ever title in her career. So that's big for her. And we talk a lot about, we talk a lot about all the, the antics that she does and her unique offense and everything else. But at the end of the day, she is an excellent in-ring competitor, and she can go. It's she has unique ways of doing it and getting there, and the way that she won. Hey, she lives in a trash can. For her, a trash can is very multi-purpose. Coastal,
Well, for a fact. And I don't even think I even have to tell anybody this. That Preston is going to be all over the ending of this match.
Already are. Have you read chat?
Oh yeah,
Loliara, correct. It wasn't a coffin. Yep.
Yeah. Or yeah, if you go back and look at the YouTube comments from Shocktober, oh yeah, they're already politicking.
Yeah. That match was nonsense. Lola was abused and tossed into a mere trash can, not a coffin. Ergo, Lola is still the Lockettes champion. Well, I don't
He needs to let it ergo.
Yeah, I mean, what did you say, Lucas, before we hopped on today?
What did I say?
What was the saying?
I don't remember.
About a trash can? About a trash can?
I said something about a trash can. I said, well, it's multi-purpose.
Yeah, no.
For her.
Say,
I don't remember.
Oh, God damn it, Lucas. All right, I'm making fun of you again.
Okay. It's my old age. I don't remember what I ate for dinner.
Ew, congratulations for what, says Lola. Well, technically, as of right now, on the books, we have a new Lockettes champion, and that is Punkin Morgan. Feel like 2 Dame is a pancake guy over a ergo.
Oh, God, that's a bad joke. That's even worse than my jokes, Sonny.
All right. Moving on here. Type 1 Warrior going up against Mr. Draper, who we thought was corrupted into Mike Myers for a little bit there during that match.
Yeah, that was kind of a little freaky going in the match. There was a small little part of me that almost wondered, was that David Drake?
Me and you were on the same page right there.
Yeah,
100%.
It was a little weird. I had never seen Draper, do this. He's kind of usually always very about himself. Doesn't like to cover himself up. He's a very handsome man and doesn't like to cover up. So I was a little shocked, but hell, he pulled it off good. I mean, he was definitely a good Michael Myers for the majority of this matchup, dominating Type 1 Warrior. Type 1 Warrior didn't know really what was going on. But then, once the mask came off and, Draper kind of told the crowd, shame on you for thinking that it was Michael Myers and all that. Then Type 1 Warrior able to get some offense. Type 1 Warrior showing you what he's about. This young man, very impressive. He's got a very inspirational story. He was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes as a young kid, been battling it. And so it's really just something to his character that he's even in the ring, competing. You know, he has to have that device on him at all times. And but you know, he gave Draper a good fight there for a little bit. And Draper, one of the all-time greats here in Rocky Mountain Pro, but in the end, Draper just a little too much strength, a little too much experience, too much for the Type 1 warrior to overcome a Draper bomb, and that was all she wrote. But a good first pay-per-view appearance from Type 1 warrior here, Coastal.
Yeah, even in the early parts of the match when it was the Michael, the Michael Myers version of Draper, as we saw, Type 1 was still hitting him with everything he had. He was trying to knock him over, lots of stiff arm shots and whatnot. But, you get caught by Draper so many times. That Draper bomb, if you're not used to it, you haven't been seasoned over the years to take a beating like that, that's going to knock you for a loop the very first time you get hit with something like that. And I think that is what happened, albeit a great showing for Type 1. Draper just, when you get hit with something by a veteran like that who is already annoyed perhaps that he had to go out there against the new guy, we have seen this new, attitude out of Draper about, being maybe a little bit better than the new group, if you will, feeling that, he's being disrespected by this new class. Maybe he was already annoyed because there was a little extra Lucas on that Draper bomb.
Yeah, it had some stank on it for sure.
All right, and we have the main event, which the law office was very much involved towards the end of this match, surprisingly so. Kevin Koa going up against Damon Ace, back and forth action, probably one of the more competitive matches we saw that night. And it capped off with a brand new RMP champion in Kevin Koa. I mean, we were high on this guy as soon as we saw him about a year ago, and now look at him now. Just roughly a short year later, he is holding the biggest prize in Rocky Mountain Pro today, the RMP Championship.
Hey, Coastal.
Yeah, this was a different look kind of for Damon, I thought, mentality-wise. Like, yes, he came out, he had the war paint on, but this was, to me, it looked like for the very first time in all of these title defenses that we've seen with Damon, where he wants the best of the best. He wants someone he feels is up to his level. I think this match in particular may be the first time in all of these matches he was like, okay, yeah, this was up to my level, because it just seemed like a different mentality of him out there. There was more feeling things out. He was more trying to figure out what Kevin Owens was as a hunt, if you will, trying to figure out. It was more like two beasts in there, like just battling. This felt epic to me, Lucas. This was two guys that weren't afraid of each other, and Kevin Koa may be the first guy in a long time to stand across from Damon Ace and not care, not feel like he's fighting the entity that is Damon Ace, the giant black aura that comes with Damon Ace that encompasses everything. Like, for the first time, I thought in any of these matches that Kevin Koa was not the guy that was scared of Damon Ace on the other side of that ring. And it showed. I mean, now it breaks down. I mean, when Damon starts handing out DOAs to everybody that comes in, the rest of the, tortured souls come out, and, Vito is pounding on Damon. And then the law office comes out, which is insane to me. And I think that the Twilight Zone is happening, Lucas, because is Damon Ace joining this band of merry idiots? God, I hope not. And I was thinking, no, this can't be. And then all was right when Damon starts hitting DOAs on cease and desist. But then a man we're going to talk to in a little bit, Marcio Santos, absolutely drills Damon. The next thing we know, Kevin Koa is hitting, a knee right to Damon's forehead. And we have a new champion, Lucas. And the law office may have just made the biggest screw up that they've ever made in their life, because now they've made the ultimate enemy in Damon Ace. But
Yeah,
on the other side, Kevin Koa may have just propelled the tortured souls into a level of power we haven't seen. This was a monumental moment of a changing of a title.
It absolutely was. It was a big moment, because for the past year, Damon Ace seemed virtually invincible. You know, he really did. He seemed like who in the hell was going to beat this guy? He had already gone up against what we thought the best that Rocky Mountain Pro had to offer. Even people from outside of Rocky Mountain Pro were challenging for this title. And Damon Ace was able to, you know, they lined him up. He knocked him down. But this was a different challenge. You're right. Because Kevin Koa, I think out of all of his opponents you talked about, was one guy that wasn't afraid of Damon Ace. I think there's been other guys that haven't been afraid. But what's the difference of Kevin Koa? Kevin Koa is the one guy that, like Damon Ace, has no conscience, has no care for other people. And I think all the other ones, they have a little bit of a conscience. There's some moral, you know, they have a little bit of sympathy for human beings, where, you know, Damon Ace obviously doesn't. And Kevin Koa has shown that he doesn't either. And I think that was maybe the difference. Obviously, the law office played a huge part, but to even be in that situation, to get that far with Damon Ace, that Kevin Koa had to match that physicality, he had to match that mentality, and he did, to get to that point. Even with the Tortured Souls kind of trying to jump in, Damon Ace, as you said, you know, they didn't play as major of a factor as we thought maybe they would. And then we're kind of going on an emotional roller coaster during that part when the law office came out, cease and desist came out, and Preston came out, and it looked, to me, it looked like it was a done deal. It looked like Damon had joined the law office to make sure he was going to keep his title. That's I was convinced that's what was going on. But then obviously he surprised me, DOA on both members, and I was like, okay, here we go. He's going to retain his title. We're back. And then then Marcio Santos with the Hammer of God, and it changed everything. It's that move has changed the total landscape of Rocky Mountain Pro now. Because of that one move, have they maybe done something that they're going to regret? Possibly. But at the same time, sometimes Preston, he's a high stakes gambler, is Preston. And he's making a gamble that he's changing the landscape here at Rocky Mountain Pro. He's hoping it's going to pay off for him, because now not having Damon Ace as the Rocky Mountain Pro champion, maybe that will help his law office in a way, because now you don't have that guy. Now you got Kevin Koa, who could be maybe just as dominant. We're going to see what his title reign is going to look like. But right now it's still so early. We don't know. So for Preston, he's taking a gamble. He's gambling on the law office to dominate here at Rocky Mountain Pro. And we'll see how this works out. I just know that Damon Ace, we know that he is not just going to lay down and take this loss and go. So law office, you better have your head on a swivel at every turn, because Damon Ace is coming for you.
Absolutely. Like, this is, you say he's a gambler. I'd like to know what the payoff is. Like, that's what I'm most curious about. Like, why was this decision made?
It better be enough for retirement purposes.
It's got to be like, they always say, does the risk outweigh the reward? And if not so, then what is the reward? Because the risk is insane with this, Lucas. Like, you're risking everything. So what is the payoff?
Yeah. And Colton Peters makes a good point too about Kevin Koa pulling Ref Alex. Poor Ref Alex, man. He took. Too bad Maki ain't here to comment on that. But it was a bad night for Ref Alex, and that also did absolutely change the complexion of that matchup. So
no, but like I was saying, that this moment, the moment that spear was hit, that changed the entire power structure. It's one of the it is the point in the year where it's gonna, like, okay, where are we going from here? And now it's like, okay, this is the moment that changes everything leading in to the future. Like, it's one of those crazy moments in time that if you're there, it's like, I remember this started something big. So what is that something that's big?
All right, right on time, right on the dot, 10 o'clock or 8 o'clock over in the mountain
The
areas
mountain
of the country. Final thoughts on Shocktober, and I will say, if our guest is listening right now, I saw you in the server. Just make your way over to the waiting list voice channel over on the left-hand side of the server, and we'll drag you in when we're ready. Any final thoughts on Shocktober?
It raises an interesting question of Preston has said for months now that this was going to be the year of the law office. They were going to shape what RMP is. He's not lying. Everything we have seen, he has shaped, he's dictated. They always play a factor in the outcome of the biggest moments. So if we want to get rid of him, how do we do that? Well, I have a pretty good idea, and it's a hope that maybe a certain amount of individuals that come together can destroy them. And that's what I'm hoping we can get back to.
Well, Coastal, you're going to be pleasantly surprised because I'm starting to come around a little bit. I'm still not 100% convinced, but I think there's a small opening. And I kind of said it unconsciously at the end of the pay-per-view. I'm sure you heard my comments that Damon Ace needs to wake up. I said that on purpose. We'll see. I don't know, but I think there's a small chance.
All right, just like that, he is ready to go with the camera on from the looks of it. Let's see if I can't do this on here. Damn it, I can't. I need one of you guys to go on your computer and drag him in.
How do we do that? Let's
just click, hold, and drag into ours.
Okay. There we go. I got him. I think
I got it.
Oh, you got it? All right.
I get it, John?
That's
Yeah,
what it
he's
looks
in-
like. Yeah, he's in there. He's just muted right now.
He just needs to turn his camera on, and there we go.
There he is.
There he is.
Let me tell you something. Don't tell me what to do, Lucas. All right? Let's get this out of the way right now. Don't tell me what to do.
You got it.
Well, unfortunately, can you turn your phone like sideways to landscape view?
Landscape me.
Well, not you, but the phone itself.
Yeah. Disgusting. It's already annoying.
There you are.
There's the better princess. Is that better, princess? Oh,
It's perfect.
Is that okay?
It's perfect.
all right. All right.
Way better than 2 games, that's for sure.
Well, 2 days an idiot.
All right, Marcio, welcome to the show. How you doing?
The question is how are you guys doing? 200th episode?
200
And you got
episodes.
a professional on the show. How about that, huh?
Saved it just for you, buddy.
That's fantastic. Hey, I'm glad that y'all recognize and are treating me accordingly. That's fantastic.
All right. I guess the Coastal or Lucas, whoever wants to start off. I mean, the shirt that he's wearing, I'm pretty sure will take over your first question.
Oh, go ahead, Coastal. You want you?
After you, Lucas. After you, if you would like.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get it out of the way. Obviously, what we saw at Shocktober, and you're wearing the shirt. Seems like everything is lined up. Are you officially a part of the law office now, or are you still just associated with them?
Man, I don't understand this obsession that y'all just feel the need to like get in everyone's business all the time. Man, it's like dealing with D'Lo Brown 24/7. Let me tell you, you guys are something else. Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll drop a little something for you. If you can't figure it out by now, I mean, take a look in the mirror. You must be a bunch of monkeys, right? I don't think I have to just lay it flat. But one thing that I will correct is this, all right? Everyone's been saying that I work for Preston now, right? That I work for the law office. Let me make something perfectly clear. They work for me. All right? Preston is in this to do exactly what Preston does best. Get me fat contracts, get me world titles, and most importantly, was get me Damon Ace. And now we're at a point now where I'm just repaying what I should rightfully repay. Now, we're putting that aside. Don't get me wrong. I love this T-shirt because I think Cookie and Eric, cease and desist, greatest tag team the world has ever seen. All right, Choppa City getting one over on the boys. No. Choppa City is so trash. They had to beat them by using cease and desist's finisher. Right? Am I wrong or am I right?
They did it.
That is
Absolutely.
what they use, yes.
Absolutely. I know I'm right. And here's the other big part to all this. I love me some Lola. I've grown fond of her. You know, unlike Koyama, since I've been around her, she hasn't been trying to run away from me like she was to him when he was part of the law office. It's quite hilarious to me in a lot of ways. But putting that to the side, I think Lola is fantastic. And I think that she can smack Pumpkin Morgan right in her stinky ass face 5 days a week if she has to. No question. Now, y'all want to sit there and keep talking about how great Pumpkin Morgan is and get the hair she won the women's hand. BS. The only reason why she won is because she threw her in the wrong box. I guarantee you this. If Lola would have known that box would have got her an L, she would have never let her throw her in there in the first place. It would have never happened. But because of the way that D'Lo Brown wants to shake the rules a little bit in ways that all of a sudden wants to cater to his people, right? It doesn't work out for us. But it's all right. That's all right. That's no problem. There's no question in my mind Lola will once again be women's champion, just like my boys, Cease and Desist, will also soon enough be tag team champions.
We did mention that towards the end of the review of Shocktober, how we already know Preston's going to be up in D'Lo's face about how that Lockett's championship ended. So we'll see what happens after that.
Damn right. And I tell you what, if Preston doesn't get in D'Lo Brown face, well, then maybe I'll get in D'Lo Brown's face.
Coastal.
Yeah, so I guess if you say that the law office is working for you, so that was your choice to come out and cost Damon the RMP championship. That was part of the plan overall. As you said, you said to get back to Damon. Well, Damon no longer has the goal, so was the goal Damon or was it the championship?
Repeat that first part of the question because it kind of broke up a little bit for me. It sounded a little bit like you were just heavy breathing on the mic. So could you fix that real quick? Repeat your question.
Well, I guess my question is, it was your choice to attack Damon and take the title away from Damon because you said that the law office works for you. They initiated the attack that you were a part of and ultimately cost Damon the championship. We can't deny that. So it was, you said your goal was always to get back to Damon. So that was the goal?
Now, a great quarterback never reveals the game plan, ahead of time. But since we've already won the Super Bowl and Damon doesn't have the title, I guess I can spill the beans a little bit. So here's the truth of the matter. Preston, for some reason, I guess I can kind of see a little bit in a lot of ways, and I can envision it in my head. Preston thought it would have been a great idea to have Damon as part of the law office, or as the fat one likes to call us, the Merry Band of Idiots, right? And the way he got it to me was, well, think about it. Me and Damon together on the same side, we could have everything we want. Rocky Mountain Pro Championships, ours. Charge Championship, ours. Tag team titles, Choppa City wouldn't stand a chance, right? 2 dominant forces joining together. Hell, if I wanted to, I would put a wig on, join the Lockett's division, and whoop on Pumpkin's ass too. But I digress. The plan was, Preston was, genuine about extending him an opportunity to join the law office. And me, being the engineer of all of this that I am, I decided, listen, ain't no chance in hell that dull-headed SOB is going to want to join the law office. He's just too thick-skulled. He's not, let's just say, a great mind like myself that sees the green in it all. So I came up with the wonderful plan of just waiting and buying my time. And the moment he decided to say no to Preston, well, 100% my idea to split him in half. And then pass the scraps on to Kevin Koa. You're welcome, by the way, Kevin.
All right. Before we continue this interview here, I want to let the chat know that we will be taking chat's questions towards the end of this interview. So if you have time throughout the next 20 minutes or so, it'd probably be easier on Twitch to highlight the question so I won't miss it. But leave your question in chat and I'll try and get through as much as I can at the end of the show for Marcio. Let's kick it back a little bit, Marcio. This is your first year here at RMP. We don't really know a whole hell of a lot about you in terms of how you got into wrestling. So how did you get into wrestling and what made you choose RMP to be your home?
Interesting question. I feel like most people, you know, like Two Dame James or maybe like Jack McCready, you know, they're probably like the losers, you know, when they were in high school, got picked on, and then they started to work out and started to be a pro wrestler. Let me tell you something. When I came out the womb, I was a stud, right? High school, stud. College, stud. I bumped into wrestling in I guess a kind of cool kind of way. I played D1 football at Troy, tore my ACL. Time, Marcio Santos wasn't the widest. Decided to drop out of college his freshman year because he couldn't play football because of a torn ACL instead of just healing through it, going to classes, and then playing the next season. Fortunately for me, I have a wonderful father who told me, well, son, simple. You either join in the military or you're going to help me teach at my academy. My dad was a mixed martial artist, black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So I became a pro fighter for 5 years. Went undefeated as a pro, lost one fight as an amateur. Well, I found out that I was just too damn good for MMA and it just wasn't cutting it dry for me. And I wanted to try something different, something new. Always been a fan of wrestling. I will admit it. Huge fan since I was wee big, since pretty much I moved to the United States when I was 10 years old. So I decided, you know what, let's give this a try. And the moment I stepped into the ring, it was like being a shark taken to water. It was just a slaughter every single time I stepped in. And here I am today. So that was, I must have been 23, 22 at the time. Nope, that's not right at all. I'm way wrong. My timeline's terrible. I was 20 years old. I was 20 years old when I started pro wrestling. And I was originally trained by a guy named Don Fargo. God rest his soul. Wonderful man. Great stories, by the way. Let me tell you. I won't say them here because Preston told me I could get sued because of delos, whatever. It doesn't matter. But wonderful stories from Don Fargo. If you don't know the guy, look him up. You pretty much understand why I am the way that I am.
My question is about your background, your heritage, your Brazilian heritage. I know has a major influence in your life, has a major influence in your professional wrestling career. Talk a little bit about your background, your Brazilian heritage, how much that has influenced your life and how you kind of go about your business.
Well, it starts with my father, right? My wonderful father, my kick-ass of a father. I mean, it says it all. Black belt Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, a big part of our lives. MMA from the get-go, big part of our lives. Yeah, I mean, was born in Brazil, lived there till I was 10 years old. Then, you know, we were just too kick-ass for Brazil, decided to come to America, and here we are. Now we're too kick-ass for America. We don't know. We might go to Mars next. I'm not sure. Maybe that's where I'll take my kids, you know. But I was raised there. My entire family still lives in Brazil, with the exception of my close family, which would be my relatives, my sister, and my mother and my father. We all moved to the United States, and this is where we live now. I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, what do you want to know necessarily about Brazil? It's a wonderful country. I speak a beautiful language. We produce badass fighters left and right. I mean, Wanderlei Silva, Anderson Silva, Bigfoot Silva, all the Silvas, they can all kick ass. It's like having Samoans in wrestling, except for when a Samoan steps in the ring with me, I slap him right in his face. Sorry.
Well, how does that dynamic work? Is it similar to like the Samoans, where there's a kind of a little bit of a hierarchy with the Brazilian fighters, and how does that work?
I mean, I would say so. I mean, it depends, right? Because Samoans are a huge part of America. Not all Americans are great wrestlers like Samoans tend to be, correct? Brazilians, well, we take to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and MMA like we take to soccer. We kick ass at all of it. Bottom line, period. Don't believe me? Go ask Damon Ace about it.
Marcio, what's the one thing that your opponent should expect when they step in the ring with you? Like, if there was an overall word to describe what is about to happen to them when they stand across from you, what would that be?
Great question, but a really dumb one at the same time. What's my moniker?
You're the professional.
Now.
Exactly. So that's what you expect to see. Clear professional dominance.
I was gonna let this one go to the end of the show, but I figured we'd ask this one in chat now, because this is coming from your reigning charge champion, Caden Koyama himself. I have a question.
What a joke.
I have a question for Marcio. How did your chest feel after you decided to mention my wife?
Ah, man. Yeah. For a split second there, thought to myself, man, I really shouldn't have brought his wife into this. Really shouldn't. But then I remembered, oh yeah, my chest feels a lot better than his face does at the end of that night, huh? You got done by Preston, dog. Preston got you, not even me. Luckily for you, I had to take out Dustin. But if I was in there, man, let me tell you something, Koyama. Your chest would be laddered up by the man they call the professional. So just be glad that the worst thing that happened to you that night was Preston nailing you in your face with your own title. Man, that was gold. I replay that all the time, by the way, Preston. It rent-free in my head and at the house. Every time when I'm sitting here and I'm having to deal with contracts and figure out where the next booking is, whose ass I'm kicking next, man, I just have it on replay. Look at that. Preston, man. Preston, dog. Woo-wee. Letting me do that to you is one thing. But Preston? He got you. You deserved it, though. You're a piece of trash.
All right. So I will say this: we all know what happened at the end of Shocktober with Kevin Cowart taking the RMP championship away from Damon Ace, courtesy of the law office's involvement. Marcio, do you have any plans for any future run-ins with the weapon anytime soon, especially after what happened at the end of Shocktober?
Well, we all saw what happened in Shocktober. I'm sure you saw what happened at Charged. We once again tried to extend our hand to that. Well, I'm not going to give him any more nicknames, but we get the gist, right?
Yep.
Just ripped them in half. So here's the thing. As far as Damon goes, he was lucky and smart enough, I'll give him credit, to see a spear coming to hit me with the cutter. And as much as I hate to admit it, I'm still 0-2 against him. By luck, by fluke. But the record still stays the same. 0-2. So no. Hell no. I ain't done with Damon Ace. This doesn't end until I say it's over.
Does Preston
It ain't
agree?
gonna be over until the fat. Who gives a crap if Preston agrees? Preston doesn't tell me anything. He doesn't tell me what to do. Let me make it clear to you. Preston works for me, not the other way around. And Preston's great at a lot of things, but one thing that Preston is not going to do is tell me when this is over between me and Damon. And this is not going to be over until Damon Aces is laying on his back, looking up to the sky, looking at Mother Mary and saying, Mother Mary, what just happened? I just got hit so hard. I don't know what's going on. And Mother Mary's going to laugh right in Damon Ace's face. Well, son, it's simple. It's very simple. Your sins and the crap that you've done to everybody else has finally caught up to you. And God himself has sent down an angel to send you with and hit you with and split you in half with the hammer of God. When that happens, then it's over.
So you obviously are expecting some form of retaliation from Damon Ace, I would assume. Are you expecting that in the form of in the ring, or you got to know that he's going to come after you, maybe in the back, out in the street? It can happen anywhere. Are you in the law office prepared for that?
Especially after charge, because he brought up a good point about charge as well. What happened?
Yes.
Did you not see? Have you not seen what has happened? I mean, let's take it back to NRW. I had Damon Ace reeling, pillar to post. I was throwing him over my head. I was dumping him down, right? And then he was lucky to where I decided, you know what? Let's go take a flight. Let's go fly out of the ring and land on his stupid, ugly, idiotic face. And what happened? Well, I landed on my damn knee wrong, and it partially tore my patella. But that doesn't matter. That's the reason why he beat me, right? So you saw it, though, firsthand. I had him reeling from the moment. Now, you put in everybody else into the equation. The greatest tag team Rocky Mountain Pro has ever seen, ceases desist. You put in the greatest Lock-Gets champion of all time, Lola. You put in the money maker contract dealing, Preston, into the equation. And let's not forget the real greatest NRW champion so far in Rocky Mountain Pro history, Dylan Anderson. You think Damon Ace stands a chance? You think he stands a chance? And I heard you talking about, oh, he's got to put the weight together. He's got to put the weight together. Oh, my God, Damon Ace, he needs the weight. Let me tell you something. Damon Ace ain't got a friend in his damn life. Nobody likes him then. Nobody's going to like him now. And all of these fans that all of a sudden want to cheer for Damon, yay, Damon, you're such a badass, blah, 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 are nothing but a bunch of dumb monkeys. Because at the end of the day, Damon Ace doesn't give a crap about you. Damon Ace doesn't give a crap about me. Thank God. And I'm okay with that. He doesn't give a crap about anybody else but Damon Ace. And it's never a good idea to do something like that, because then you wind up laid out in the middle of the ring by getting two hammer of gods by yours only and yours truly.
Coastal, he specifically talked about the wake. Do you agree?
Do I agree that that's a very bold take on arguably the greatest faction of Rocky Mountain Pro history? Yeah. Careful what you wish for. Because Damon cares about one thing more than he cares about anything. Legacy. And if he can make a legacy by proving he is the standard, he'll do that.
Interesting. Last time I checked, me and Dylan, I mean, for as new as we are to being around each other, and sometimes I still want to rip his head off for what he did to my ankle, it's kind of funny that two guys who haven't been around Rocky Mountain Pro that long just happen to be two guys that were in the wake. So what makes you think at all that I'm concerned about any wake or any Damon or any Koyama or any Dustin? I tell you what, if Johnny decides to step into the equation, I'll smack him right back down to earth too. All right? There is nothing that can stop a group of people when their sole goal is to take over everything and everyone in Rocky Mountain Pro and in the entire world. Period. There's no chance. Quit bringing up this whole Wake thing. Just like quit asking people and asking me if I'm part of the law office. Use your common sense. No one likes Damon. Nobody. Other than you three stooges and whoever the referee is that isn't with us today. They're all the only ones that like him. Nobody likes Damon. Nobody. His own mama doesn't like him. His own daddy doesn't like him. Come on.
You have to respect him, though, and that is what we have for Damon. Is a very healthy respect.
Hey, I respect Damon Ace. Don't get me wrong. Hey, there's a reason why I wanted to come after him as hard as I did, because I recognize how great Damon Ace is. Look at that. You know what's ironic of all this is 1 year ago, Shocktober last year, guess who stepped in at a Rocky Mountain Pro at the quarry for the first time? Guess who that was?
I assume you.
You damn right it was. It was me. In the same night. How beautiful it is that Damon Ace won the Rocky Mountain Pro Championship, right? Wonderful. Starting his big legacy. And he was a monster before then too, right? He was. But you know what I've realized about Damon that y'all haven't is that Damon Ace in his heart of hearts is a coward. The only reason why we wrestled for the first time was because he took an opportunity of what Dylan Anderson did to my ankle to boot me in my face, stand over me, and then tell me I should keep my head on a swivel. Well, Damon, it looks like at the end of the day, there's one person that should have definitely kept his head on a swivel when he was defending his Rocky Mountain Pro Championship, and that's you.
Speaking of the weapon, the official YouTube of the official weapon, Damon Ace, it has posted in chat. He goes, ask Mr. Santos how Bloodsport went for him since he wants to make excuses for how it bettered him. Yeah.
Bettered him, yeah.
Yeah. Thought that was a typo. I had to read that for a second.
You know, I'll say this. That was the night where I definitely gave Damon the most respect. But at the end of the night, he still won because a particular Johnny Casanova, Dustin, and I think Koyama was out there too. I don't even remember. I was too busy kicking his ass for a minute. Decided to come out, get involved in a business that they shouldn't have been involved in, and then got me distracted, got my eyes off the prize, and that's how he beat me. Don't get it twisted. As a matter of fact, he had to hit me with my own treat, which, by the way, isn't nearly as cool as mine. Not even close as cool as mine. By the way, I'm surprised Damon's dumb skull self could actually even use a computer. That's amazing. I figured he would have just been petting it like it's a dog or something. Unbelievable. Again, maybe I am underselling him a little bit. He's a little bit smarter than I thought. His IQ still a 2, though.
All right. Go ahead, Lucas.
So yeah, I'm gonna kind of switch gears here a little bit and talk about the tag team championships because Preston made a very interesting comment. Well, yeah, Preston made a very interesting comment on Charged. Since cease and desist are no longer able to challenge for those titles as long as Choppa City has titles. He mentioned you and Dylan Anderson as possible contenders for the tag team championship. Is that something that you are kind of focused on?
Not a bad team.
Focused on? Nah. I'm more focused on Damon Ace. And I'm still, listen, let me tell you something. Just because I helped Kevin Koa win the RMP championship doesn't mean that Kevin Koa is in a clear path. You understand that? At the end of the day, my solid goal is to prove my point with Damon Ace and be Rocky Mountain Pro champion. Period. That is my goal, my dream. Bottom line. Now, if you are all ready, everybody at home is ready, everybody in the locker room is ready to never see a new tag team champion ever again, then God, they better hope to God me and Dylan don't get our hands on it. Because I promise you this, Choppa City don't know half of what's cooking around here whenever they get in the ring with me. Period.
That's a straight up
So what
call
is
out for the whole tag team division right there.
I would change it for sure.
Well, you mentioned that, you're focused on Damon. What is the end game with Damon then? What is the finale for Damon in your mind? What ends this? You say it's not over till you say it's over. When is it over then? What is the result you're looking for?
Mm. Pretty sure I answered this earlier, but in case I didn't, I'll repeat myself just for you. Just for you. It is over once Damon Ace is split in half, laying in the ring, looking up to God, wondering what the hell just happened. Then it's over. Then Damon Ace is free to go do whatever it is Damon Ace does with his life. Now, Damon Ace, and I'm sure he will, because don't get me wrong about this. Damon Ace is an absolute badass. He is great, absolute great. One of the greatest Rocky Mountain pros I've ever seen. I'm a student of the game. I go back and watch everything. Hey, guess what, guys? I sit here and I watch the rewind with you guys as well, because I'm interested in what the history of this was. When Dozer was here and everybody else was on top of the mountain. Whenever Carente was around. But whenever I walk into the room, everybody wants to compare me to Carente like I haven't been doing this twice as long, right? Don't get me wrong. Damon Ace is an absolute unit. Damon Ace is a masterclass in the ring. Damon Ace can do a lot of stuff that a guy that just like Damon could not do. Damon Ace is a killer, an absolute killer. But I am too. And I know that at some point, once this is all over, when it's over, when I decide it's over, he's going to reel back in. He's going to get back in the path. And we're going to start walking side by side with one another. And it's going to happen again. Over and over and over and over again. But every single time from this moment forward, it's always going to end the same. Him laid out on his back, looking up to the sky, wondering what the hell just happened.
All right. The weapon has responded. First, he goes, he's obsessed. And then two, he kind of threw Coastal and Lucas under the bus here. Hey, Lucas, Coastal, how about you tell Marcio what it is I do?
Well, in a nutshell, Damon finds a way to dominate you with mentally and then stalk you and then seek revenge. And just be ready, because he's a different human being when you piss him off to a point and he wants to prove a point. So there's repercussion coming. I hope you know that, which I think you do. You sound very confident, and Godspeed, because you've angered the devil. I promise you that. One thing I know about Damon is it does not end well when you wrong him. So, good luck.
I've seen him go to the depths of hell, and no offense, I saw you with the Dawn, and you took the Dawn, and he's gone. And mainly that's thanks to you. So I know that you can go. But
repeat that again, Lucas. Repeat that again.
The Dawn is gone. The Dawn is gone, and that's thanks to you. No doubt about it. You definitely, you showed how tough you are. But Damon Ace,
sweet it is.
Damon Ace is not the Dawn. He's something more something more than I've ever seen. So I'm just saying,
100%. Damon Ace would mop the floor with the Don. The entire roster would. Let's be clear on that, all right? That's 100%. There's no question about that. Damon Ace is not the Don. And again, I give Damon the credit where credit is deserved. And listen, if you want to sit there and tell me I've angered the devil, then good. Good. Because when it's all said and done, he's not going to be the one dragging me down. It's going to be me dragging him down right there next to Lucifer. And me and Lucifer are going to enjoy a nice shot of cachaça. Bam. We're going to have a great time. And Damon's going to be sinking lower and lower and lower because Damon Ace has nobody, and I mean nobody, to catch him when he falls down. Y'all keep forgetting that. He has nobody. 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 The man spine busted his own dad. You think his dad likes him? You think his dad cares about him? Come on, dog. Damon has no chance on earth. We've proven that. No chance. No chance. At the end of the day, y'all can sit there and talk about him being the devil. You can sit there and talk about him being a demon. At the end of the day, Damon Ace is just another human being. He's just another human being, and me and the entire law office are going to prove that. We've already proven that when we took his championship away from him. That wasn't a victory for Kevin Koa. That was a victory for us. It was a victory for me, especially me. A lot of cachaça that night, by the way. Wonderful time.
Is there any part of you that's concerned that now you have kind of helped strengthen the Tortured Souls? Because now the Tortured Souls, they have the Rocky Mountain Pro champion, and we know that Mont Vito and Jason Bravo, they are a dangerous tandem. Now you've kind of helped strengthen the Tortured Souls. Are they at all a concern for the law office?
Hell no. If there's one person that knows exactly what happens when you mess with me, it's Mont Vito. He's seen it firsthand. Come on, Encyclopedia. You know this. It was
I was
me,
there, yep.
Mont Vito, Big Vito, Stanley. They all knew what was going on, right? Mont Vito knows what's up. He knows everything that goes down. From inside and out, Mont Vito got to know me very well during that time. Hell no, I ain't worried about Mont Vito. Mont Vito, Kevin Koa, and Jason are going to stand. Is it Jason, right?
Jason Bravo, yeah.
Jason Brivano. Tabano?
Close
Cubano.
enough.
It doesn't matter. Jason, all of them are going to stay in their lane until the time is right. And the time is going to be right when I'm ready to take that title away from Kevin Koa. So no, I ain't worried about Mont Vito. I ain't worried about Jason Bravo. Kevin Koa is the hottest thing going in that entire group. I've already beaten Mont Vito. I've beaten Jason Bravo. Technically, it was a 4-way match. Doesn't matter. I still beat him. Doesn't matter, right? The only one I haven't beaten is Kevin Koa, and I'm looking forward to fighting him too. God, am I looking forward to that. That mouthpiece is going to fly right off his mouth.
Coastal.
What?
Yeah, it's your turn, buddy.
Oh, well. See, some kind of the loss, I guess. The confidence is just, it's crazy to think that you can approach the whole Damon issue that way, just the confidence, because Damon's he's a different.
Come on, man. How
He's
stupid
off, man.
are you, dog? Like, think about what you're saying. Damn, again, I feel like I'm repeating. I feel like I'm talking to my ex-wife. Holy cow. Damon Ace is by himself. I'm not. And even if I was, I would smack him twice on Sunday. You understand that? I'm not afraid of Damon Ace. If I was by myself, I wouldn't be afraid of Damon Ace. I'm not. I respect the man. I respect him.
There you go.
I respect him as much as I respect this chair right here. And you see this chair? I can smack the hell out of it too all day long. That's how much I respect Damon Ace. All right? So until Damon Ace finds, I don't know, some other heathen, right? The closest thing he could have possibly had to had somebody back him up was us. Us. You know what I'm saying? Think about it, man. Stop asking me that question. I'm not afraid. Stop bringing it up. I'm not afraid of Damon Ace. I'm not afraid of Damon Ace. I'm not afraid of Damon Ace. I feel like I'm in Beetlejuice. I'm not afraid of Damon Ace. I'm not afraid of Damon Ace. Where's Damon Ace? It'd be hilarious if Damon Ace just came knocking on my door right now. But it wouldn't happen because he doesn't know where I live. But regardless of the matter of that, I'm not afraid of Damon Ace. I'm not afraid of Koyama. God, I'm not afraid of Koyama. I'm surely not afraid of Dustin. All right? And who else is part of this glorified group that you keep dreaming about, that you sleep at night counting? Oh, 1 Damon Ace, 2 Dustin Urich, 3 Caden Koyama, 4 Johnny Casanova. Every time, right? That's your dream, man. That's all you talk about. I mean, are you in love with Damon? Are you in love with Damon? Just be honest.
No, I just respect the fact that if you want to take care of something that's an issue, you get the better version of it. And I believe the Wake was a better version of what you guys are doing in the law office. That's all.
Oh, man. Listen, I'll be honest with you. As much as a connoisseur of history that I am, especially when it comes to Rocky Mountain Pro, I haven't gotten to the chapter where the Awake is a thing yet. I haven't gotten that far ahead. You know what I mean? There's a lot of content to watch. Rocky Mountain Pro has been around for a very, very long time. Nobody does what Rocky Mountain Pro does with the weekly episodic stuff. It's quite impressive. That's why I'm here. Right? So I haven't gotten to that part yet. but I'm sure when I get to the part of it, it's gonna be like any, I don't know, any weird wrestling fan that likes anime tells me, "Oh, you gotta watch this anime because it's going to be so good." And you watch one episode of it, and you're like, because it's trash, it's garbage, it's horrible. And I hope not, because everything I've seen so far about Rocky Mountain Pro history has kept me eating some popcorn. As you can tell, your boy has been eating a lot of popcorn. So I hope not. But I promise you this, that's then. This is now. How long ago was that? 10 million years ago? I mean, back in the day, RMP was having to be recorded on a rock. That's how long ago it was. Who cares, man? Stop living in the past. You're just like any of these other fans, just living in the past, gleaming and hoping that something great is going to come back and happen. It's not going to. It's not.
So then where do you go from the future after you destroy Damon, apparently? You're going to destroy him. Do you just go get the title from Kevin Koa? You just take it straight from him? Like there's no hurdles for you, apparently. You're just going to mow through the entire roster and take what you want, and then at the end, you stand triumphantly.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't paint it better myself. Hey, you should take Lucas's job. I mean, honestly, if you talk about me like that all the time, man, listen, I will buy you, what do you like, Twinkies? I will buy you beer. What do you, whatever you want, man. Listen, I will take care of it. That's exactly it. Listen, more people need to model their lives more around how I model my life, right? Every obstacle, everything that pops up in your life, it's just that, nothing. And you just crush it, and you dominate it, and you destroy it, and you own it. And the world is your oyster. It's that simple. Just the way you put it, that simple. I take care of Damon Ace. My eyes set on Kevin Koa. I win the world title. I rule the world. Ah, dang, somebody else already used that, didn't they? Ah, shit. I'll figure something else out. I don't know. Rule the world, dominate the world, own the universe, own Mars, own your mom. It doesn't matter. I will own everything. And just by collateral of everything happening, the law office will also own everything. Period.
All right, real quick. We are getting close to time here, so we're going to let chat have this moment. If you want to put your questions in chat now is the time. We got about 10 minutes left here. However, we do want to hit up The Weapon is chatting once again over here on YouTube.
My God, go to sleep, old man.
He goes, those not willing to learn from history are doomed to repeat it. There was a time I was named a faction killer, and that was without Tory.
That's cute. That's really cute. You know, I was once called the wife taker. You know what I'm saying? I mean, once upon a time. I mean, I'm still taking wives, but what does that have to do with anything? That was then, right? You don't hear me bragging about that all the time. Come on, Damon. We're in the present, buddy. We're in the present. We're in the right now business. And the right now business is what we've seen last, which is you laying on your back to your boy, to yours truly. Well, you know, I'll give him some credit. And the law office, obviously. Dylan Anderson, Cookie, Eric, even Lola got involved. Did you see that? Lola like bowed up to Damon. Like, hey, you ain't touching Preston. I will G you up. You see that? That was awesome. That was awesome. Now, how can you put anything together to combat that? Especially not by yourself. Listen, you can take one Tory, you can take two Tories, you can take three Tories. Hell, you can go get the Don back, give him a Tory, and you still don't stand a chance.
All right. We're going to get off of Dave and Ace real quick. Pretty simple question. What is your Mount Rushmore?
A woman has never said. What was the question? Sorry.
What is your Mount Rushmore in professional wrestling?
Oh, man. My Mount Rushmore professional wrestling. Well, man, that's a good one. Definitely not D'Lo Brown. Mount Rushmore of wrestling. That gives me 4, right?
He gives you 4.
Okay. Number 5 is Marcio Santos. Number 4 is Marcio Santos. Number 3 is Marcio Santos. Number 2, it's Marcio Santos. Number 1, man, surprise. Surprise, surprise. Surprise. Look at that. Surprise, surprise. It's Marcio Santos. Of course, it's Macho Man Randy Savage. Get out of here.
Love it. Love it. Lucas, anything else?
You know, I will give you credit. You answered the questions, and you were very straightforward. I was actually pleasantly surprised. I was a little concerned that you would dodge some of the law office questions, but you were straightforward, and I do appreciate that. So I got everything answered that I wanted. I really am looking forward to seeing what is next for you in your singles career. I'm just wondering, are you at all concerned that your relationship with the law office is going to end up like some of the others that have had relationships with the law office? Didn't end so well for Caden Koyama, Johnny Casanova, Marty Casals, guys like that. Is there any little doubt in your mind that maybe this relationship won't work out just like they did?
Lucas, I appreciate your sentiment, and first and foremost, I'm a professional, baby. Come on now. Of course, I'm going to come in here and answer your stupid questions. Secondly, I do not share the same feelings because I hate you. Third, there's a giant difference between me, Oyama, Marty Casals, and anybody else who's in the law office. Preston is a lot of things. He's a liar. He's a manipulator. He's a piece of trash at times. One thing he is not is stupid. He's a very intelligent man. And he knows damn well that if he ever tries to do something like that to me, well, let's just say Damon has had it easy so far. So no, I'm not concerned about that. Secondly, me and Preston are like this. Huh? We're tight. Preston is like, I don't know, chocolate to my peanut butter. We just kind of work things out. Now, there'll probably be a time where I'll probably want to rip his head off. As a matter of fact, that's happened already, right? Several times. But at the end of the day, he gets the job done. And as long as he keeps getting the job done, as long as he keeps getting D-Lo to cash out for your boy, as long as he keeps getting me world title shots, opportunities, as long as we keep owning the world together, well, then there's no problem. Now, the moment that he does to me, like he's done everybody else, Armageddon will happen. Because I don't take that lightly.
All right. I haven't seen anything on chat just yet. Coastal, I think it would be your turn for a final question if you have one.
Yeah, I guess looking, 10, 15 years down the line, what do you want people to think of when what do you want them to think of when they think Marcio Santos, the legacy? What do you want them to be able to think when it's all said and done about you?
I mean, what does every man want people to think of him as, right? I'm sure some people would say, oh, he was a wonderful human being. He donated a lot of money to charity. He cared a lot about the kids. He went and shook everyone's hand in the back. He made everybody laugh. He was such a warm person to be around, such a wonderful human being. Man, F that. What I want when I am long gone is for everybody to look back at me and say, man, do you remember that Brazilian God, that wrestling God, that every single time he stepped into the ring, man, you were lucky to walk out alive. That's what I want. Pure dominance. Period. That's it. Nothing else. World titles, money, my name on the marquee, on every poster. I want my face on the intro of the show. It just being my face. That's what I want. And what I want, I take. Period. That's it. Everything else, second place at best. You get that? Pretty simple. I'm a simple man. I don't want a lot in life. Just everything.
We do have a question from Sonny. You know Sonny, Marcio. He goes, does Marcio feel bad for the
Bret Hart's ex-girlfriend, Sonny?
Oh. Nice.
What?
Nice.
Who are we talking about here? Sonny.
Sonny,
That's the only Sonny I
ring
know.
announcer.
No idea.
Okay. Well,
A girl? We have a girl ring announcer? I could have sworn that was a guy. Hey, 2025, man. Good for them.
yeah, tell me about it. Sonny goes, does Marcio feel bad for the barricade? The barricade that used to be a Dustin through at Shocktober.
Oh, man. That poor barricade. You know, I do feel bad about the barricade. It's a shame. It was just there, you know? I would have never done that if Dustin didn't try to do it to me first. It's fair game. I mean, that piece of that dog ass mother trucker, he is, I don't know how y'all like him. He decided to attack me from behind while I was doing my entrance. The highlight of my thing, water, wham, showing my tribute to my least favorite wrestler. Unless, never mind. I'm not going to talk about that. Doing the water, right? Hits me right in the back. He had it coming. But the rail, though, could have been anything else. Anything else. I mean, it could have been Damon Ace's back that I was spearing him through. That would have been fantastic. That would have been awesome. As a matter of fact, I'm going to try to engineer that together. That'd be pretty cool. But, yeah, it's tragic. I've heard that the rail has a family.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard today.
Yeah, and I heard that the rail is, going to its kids is not going to be able to. Damn about that rail. What kind of question is that? That's why I don't know who Sonny is. That is the stupidest question. That's the kind of people you have on your chat asking dumbass questions like that. I don't give a damn about no rail.
Oh, trust me, they get dumber, Marcio. They get dumber.
I'm not surprised. You got to be pretty brain dead to listen to Lucas talk for 24 hours a day.
Triple I's not here anymore.
I don't know who flies. Good on him.
All right. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all I see. All right. You guys have anything quick before we wrap everything up?
Nope, sir.
No.
Thank you for coming on and being with us, Marcio.
Yep, just make sure that check clears, because if it doesn't, I'm literally flying and kicking both of y'all's asses. And Lucas, I already know where you're at. That check better clear. If not, Preston coming after you is the last thing you got to worry about.
We've already been in talks. Me and Preston have been talking for a little while, so we're taking care of it for you. Don't worry about it.
Right. I'm trusting you. But if not, all three of y'all's names turns into Damon Ace for me.
There you go.
Get the funds together, Johnny. Damn it.
I wouldn't worry about it. All right, Marcio. It was great to have you on, buddy. Greatly appreciate you. And keep on plugging along. Let's see how this whole interaction with you and Damon Ace continues, because it's looking like we're on a collision course between you two. And you've already said your future is top of the mountain, baby. That RMP championship.
That's right. Spoilers, by the way. Giant spoilers. This ends with Marcio on top, the RMP championship. Bottom line.
You heard it here. You heard it here first. All right, Marcio. Greatly appreciate you, bud.
Yep.
All right. What you guys think about that?
He's doesn't lack in confidence at all, does he?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, if his plan comes to fruition and he does end up on top and he's going through Damon and he's going up against Kevin Koa, I'm very I would tell you one thing, we'll definitely be entertained, because if that has to happen, those battles are going to be things unlike we've never seen. Like, it is just going to be incredible matches. if we get to see those. If we get to see him straight up with Damon Ace, that's going to be incredible. Him against Kevin Koa, that's going to be incredible. So I almost look forward to it. I look forward to that war.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude our jam-packed show. We got another one coming up next week. We have, actually, his name was brought up a couple times during this interview, so I'm curious to see what he's going to have to say here. We have the charge champion, Caden Koyama, coming up next week for a recharge, so that's one you don't want to miss as well. Just again, I know I brought this up a couple weeks ago before we signed off, before we took the week off last week. There is going to be another rut where we are not going to have a show, and it's going to be the first week, or I should say the first weekend in November. I am out of the country, so I will not be here for that show, which means if I'm not here, this technically is no show. I do get back on the 9th, which is a Sunday as well. That depends on when I get home. I'm going to talk to these guys throughout the course of the week and see if we can't just move that Sunday show on the 9th to the 10th. You guys are willing to do a Monday night for that one.
I could probably make that work if it works for the other guys.
It should.
So we'll talk about it during the week. And we'll let you guys know about that because I really don't want to miss 2 weeks in a row. And I don't know when I'll be back down from north of the border that following Sunday. So I just want to make sure that we have a show scheduled. So it could be, it could be the 9th as well. It really depends on when I get back. If I get back in the afternoon, we shouldn't have a problem. But I'm just trying to protect ourselves here a little bit because I really don't want to miss 2 weeks in a row. So November 3rd, definitely no show. The 9th, it's either going to be the 9th or the 10th the following week. But either way, we should have a show that following week. As far as the 200th episode, that's probably going to be that week on the 9th or 10th, or that'll be the week after. We'll kind of celebrate that a little bit. I know it'll be like episode 202 or 203 or whatever, but still we'll have time to celebrate it. We're just kind of jam-packed with guests this month as we're now building up to a no Thanksgiving coming up. And I do believe there's a supercharge right before that, Lucas. So if you want to...
There is, yes.
Want to talk about that real quick, because that's actually coming up fairly soon.
Yeah, we're just a few weeks away from that. I believe that is the... What would we say? That would be the
7th?
6th.
6th or
The 6th.
6th?
It's on a Thursday. Yeah, so it'll be November 6th.
All right, so you got a supercharge coming up on the 6th of November, and then you do have no Thanksgiving, which typically is around Thanksgiving time, but this year I believe it's in the first week of December. It's December 4th, I believe.
Correct. Yes.
So, and I do believe that is the last big show of the year for 2025 for Rocky Mountain Pro. The next show after that will be Aces Wild in January of 2026. So,
and just we'll put this on the back burner. Got just something to think about. There is going to be a change to our pay-per-view schedule coming up in 2026. So just keep that in mind. We'll probably have more announcements in the next couple months.
Is Aces Wild still going to be in January?
It's to be determined.
Okay. Well, then never mind. Forget I even said that whatsoever. So, all right. Fellas, you have anything else to add before we wrap everything up? I think I'm not going to go through the whole separating YouTube and Rumble, so we'll just do everything all at once.
That was a great interview with Marcio. Definitely, the confidence is there, and if the law office can run like that, look out. What can stop them?
Yeah, no Thanksgiving, no man's land.
No man's land. We don't know what the hell that means, but Definitely, yeah. No Thanksgiving is going to be something big. Like I said, we have a whole nother month to get through. That's going to be it's going to be something to watch, guys. So make sure you don't miss an episode. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube if you haven't already, so you can catch every episode. And Ignition, guys, Ignition is is starting to be a can't miss show as well. Some big things are happening on Ignition, so make sure you don't miss a Tuesday night or a Wednesday night on Charge.
And yeah, Hunter did point out that the Peak Awards are right around the corner as well.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, we got about a month before we really have to start focusing in on that. So there's still some time. There's still some big events coming down the pipeline that could steal a couple spots in the Peak Awards. So we'll let everything play out here. Seems like it's going to be a very rambunctious end of 2025. There's going to be a lot of chaos going on, and especially in which I'm starting to kind of dig the whole like a theme per these events now that we're starting to see, like No Man's Land. Like, I'm curious to see what this is going to be like for No Thanksgiving. You notice how I had to take my breaks in between No Thanksgiving. So yes, we're learning. It took 2 years, but we got it. We got it.
Proud of you, my man.
But yeah, I'm curious to see what No Thanksgiving is going to be. All right, let's find somebody to raid and get out of here, boys. Good show. All right, and we will be picking up the rewind. I have not forgotten about the rewind. We're just very jam-packed the rest of the month here. So, yes, we still have half of New Year's Revolution of 2016 still to go. And I do have that saved and ready to go.
Gotta love Mercury Yaden. Just to give you a hard time, he's saying we're changing it to No Thanksgiving this year.
15-minute wheel upstairs chat.
Seriously? Seriously? It took me 2 goddamn freaking years to get this down pat, and now you're going to change it back to New Englanders term now? Is that it? Or we don't have spaces? All right. All right, we'll do DJ today.
DJ Antsy.
Yes. All right. Watching Sunday night Joshi Wrestling Additional Karakin show. It looks like a mix of Japan and Lucha Libre. Or it's CMML. CMLL.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
That is Lucha for sure.
All right. Let's get you guys back up here. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, as always, as we count down the minute here. Like I said, November 3rd, I'm out of the country, no show. And then the following week, we're either going to have the show November 9th or November 10th. Any final thoughts, boys, on just in general the next few weeks?
Oh, I'm good, man.
Yep. Just keep on our socials, guys. We don't have any shows coming up for the next couple weeks, but like I said, we do have Supercharge coming up on the 6th of November. That'll be a big weekend. We'll have Beer Stott the following night. So make sure you follow us on all the socials at RMP Wrestling so you can keep up on all the news that will be coming out.
And again, folks, make sure you tune in to Charge every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Mountain Now time. It'll be 9 p.m. over on the East Coast on youtube.com/@RMP Wrestling for the latest Charge episode that airs every week, as well as Ignition on Tuesday. And you'll get a couple spark matches mixed in between. Constant content over there. So I hope you guys enjoy that this week, and we will see you guys on Sunday for Recharge. See you later, folks.